Look, you said you wanted to be the silent partner in all this, so I'm keeping you silent. So don't worry about it, alright? It's gonna be fine. Oh, hey, how you doing? Welcome again to another mystery box edition of Give It a Shot. The show where I throw things in a box and something terrible comes out. For like the umpteenth time, I guess. Well, let's see what we got today that will depress me beyond all measure. So, the returning favorites are The Secret World of Benjamin Bear, with a bear that got slimed. Kidiosyncrasy, which, be still my heart. Kids dancing, gotta love it. I think what is now the longest tenured video, Itty Bitty Heartbeats. We do things from the heart. So they are currently in the Sky Dancers position as the longest tenured video. Rainbow Rangers, Help, is a rainbow away. I swear this yellow one is in distress and just can't tell anybody. And finally, the new one, this time around, Wacky and Packy. I know absolutely nothing about this, other than it's an East-West DVD, which already instills a lot of fear in my heart. And I am not looking forward to the day that I get this. And I pray it's not today. But I can't make any guarantees. Oh, Lord. Bless this box for it has sinned. And whatever penance I have to make. Here we go. Oh, and it's done. Itty Bitty Heartbeats is finally out of the box. Yay? Whatever. Let's just get this over with. Well, that was an experience. So, Itty Bitty Heartbeats, aka Bootleg Care Bears for the new millennium. This is from 2003. And I think the biggest shock about all of this is that this was created by Shuki Levy, which, if you are not familiar with that name, all you need to do is talk to somebody who grew up in the 1980s, and they will definitely be able to tell you all of your favorite theme songs from that era came from Shuki. And I guess he got tired of just doing the music compositions, because he said, you know what, I want my own series. And he got it with this. And it is bland. It's bland. It is nothing that is, nothing about it really stands out about any of it. And so I'm going to kind of go through this. And like I said, it is pretty much a Care Bears knockoff in ways. So these episodes are short. I watched 2 of them. Home is Where the Heart Is and Sleep Little Angel. I figured those 2, because they're like, episodes are only like 10 minutes a piece. And I'm like, okay, I can at least watch 2 of these things. They sure made 10 minutes seem like a slog, but they weren't the worst things that I've ever watched. So as far as I'm concerned, this show has a segment in the beginning where you're showed some live action, and it's talked about by who I am dubbing Old Fart Heart, who is talking about friendship issue or something like that, using some real people as examples of something, and then you go into the story of whatever's going on in Heartland. And it all has to reflect on what the live action thing is. And the first one, Home is Where the Heart Is, deals with someone moving away, kind of like the Care Bears episode that we dealt with, not too long ago. So, similarities there. The story behind this one is Sweetheart, which, of course you named the pink one Sweetheart, why wouldn't you, is bummed out that the ducks, the rainbow ducks, are flying away to south for the winter because, that's what ducks do. And so she tells her friends, who are all kind of like, well, hey, we'll do something nice for them. And they do, but her problem is she can't think of anything nice to do.
What about you, sweetheart? I don't know. I really want it to be special, but I can't think of anything.
Everybody else, because they're all, and this is something that's evident throughout, each heart has its own trait, like a Care Bear. I think it was Giggle Heart tells a joke. Sleepy Heart just sleeps. Some other shit. I don't remember what the orange one does, except raps poorly. There's Baby Heart, who just is a baby. And then there's Sweetheart, who is, bummed out. And then there's this Blue Heart. I honestly don't know what the Blue Heart's name is, but in the opening theme to this entire series, he says, "I'm blue and I'm cool."
I'm cool and blue.
A little piece of advice for everybody out there. If you have to say that you're cool, you ain't cool. You might be chilly, and chilly ain't never been cool. Alright? So, whatever he does. I don't know if they're brother and sister. I'm going to assume that. And I think that the three of them, the Blue Heart, Sweetheart, the Pink Heart, and then Baby Heart, I think they're, siblings. But, whatever. Anyway, Sweetheart is bummed because she can't think of a gift to give for their farewell party. And then she talks to the moon, Mr. Moon, because of course that's what the moon would be called.
What's wrong, sweetheart?
Oh, hi, Mr. Moon. I didn't see you behind those clouds.
And I found it funny because I think that when she says hello to Mr. Moon, she says that I didn't see you because there were clouds, and I don't recall there being any clouds in the sky when Mr. Moon addressed her, so that's weird. And I guess whatever Mr. Moon said shook her out of her funk, and she's like, I want to give the ducks my love, which, alright, cool. But, no, she has fireflies, which that was something when she learned that they were going to be flying away, that they intended to do that night anyway, was to look at fireflies. So she cans a whole bunch of fireflies and lets them out.
For my gift, I'm going to give you my love, so you can always hold me in your heart, and I can hold you in mine. I love you.
So I was thinking, alright, yeah, you're going to say you give him your love, but then no, you have this big natural display of fireflies to show your love. Like, no, all you have to do is just say that I love you. You don't have to do anything material. Sentimental, sure, yeah, whatever, but you don't need to go through all that. And so she learns that lesson. The live action thing with this is these two friends, one of them is moving away and the other one's bummed out. And so he, the one that's staying around, had the bright idea, you know what, I'm going to give my friend this picture of us playing baseball, and he'll remember me. And when he does that, he feels really good, and then he gets whisked away to Heartland, which he looks just pleased as punch to be there. The green screening is a thing for this. The second one's even better, but I don't want to get into that one just yet. But yeah, he looks so happy to be there. He's dancing, which is something that I guess they directed the kids to do. But yeah, he doesn't look to be too thrilled to be there, regardless. Second episode, which was Sleep Little Angel, the Heart Group is going camping in a place called Lullaby Land. And so they all take a train to Lullaby Land, and I think they maybe get 50 feet away from the train tracks and say, you know what, this is good enough for us. We're going to stay right here. And then they run into Weepy Willow or whatever the hell that first boss tree is in Kirby. And he's like, hey, don't climb me, that tickles. Which already brought up an issue because they found an apple on the ground and one of them just ate it. Like, yeah, let the kids know that. That's grand.
Hey, look! An apple!
Bet it's full of worms.
This is the best apple ever!
Just pick things up off the ground. It's totally fine. And so, you know, they're there, they're talking to the tree, and then the tree's like, you know what? It's getting late. I mean, you might want to, you know, go home. And they're like, oh, we're here camping. And he's like, well, okay, cool. You found the perfect spot right here with me. Yeah, that doesn't sound like creepy or anything, but they do set up their tent, and then they hear things in the night, and they're kind of scared. When they wake up to check it out, Tree's like, what are you doing up? And they're like, well, we can't sleep. And then the tree says, well, if you listen really hard to the wind, it sounds different here, and you will be whisked away. And they do what he says, and then we have a dream sequence with a musical montage, which is another thing about this series. Shuki Levy has his hand in this a lot. There's a lot of music, but I want to get to that later, because we have this dream sequence, and then everyone's flying on this magic heart carpet, and then they wake up, and it's like, wow, that was great, and yada, yada, yada. And the lesson with this one is, this little girl is staying overnight at her grandmother's house, and she's never been overnight anywhere, and because it's not her bed, she's not comfortable. And Old Fart Heart is like, well, you know, if you remember that, you know, you're always safe when you're with people you love, or when you're asleep, or whatever. Because I was so tuned out by then. You are whisked away to Heartland. And I'm like, what?
Rhea learned that when you fall asleep, you're never alone in your heart. You know what that means. Yes, a visit to Heartland.
When she gets to Heartland. Wow. Yeah. I mean, she looked good. Acting as a frightened child, she had that down pat. Having her do something where she's happy and excited, no. Absolutely not. That was, ooh, you know, just on that fact alone, I gotta drink to that, because, oh man, it didn't look good at all. And I think I laughed the hardest at her, being there in the green screen, trying to look like she was there when she wasn't. God, child actors are the best. Oh my god, that's like high octane Smurf piss. Ugh. God. Oh, fun. Fun in Balloon Land. Wow. I don't want to take another shot of that. So that's your premise, that's your story. overall, the whole theme of the show, I reiterate, this is like Care Bears. You have the various hearts. The only one I can remember outside of the main three, there's Sleepy Heart, because there's always a sleepy character, and there's always a grumpy character, which this one is called Heartache, who is green and mean, but not really.
I wonder why they call this place Lullaby Land.
Who cares? It's just a silly name.
He's like the most toned down Vegeta you've ever met. I don't know, he just likes to bitch. Nothing great about him. And they go on these adventures, but these adventures are only 10 minutes, so everything's rushed. And they're nothing really to go, wow, this is great, because the animation in this is kind of cheap early 2000s, because this came out in 2003. Yeah, early 2003. It shows. Yeah, Shuki's in charge of this, but he's better at music. And I will say that the music in this is top notch for having to pump out 2 songs per episode, and I wouldn't expect anything less from Shuki Levy. I'm not saying that they're bangers or anything like that, but when it comes to music in a children's cartoon, these were good. Not great, but when you have to churn out all that music for this stuff, because that's another thing about this that doesn't really help it, is the fact that there's 2 songs per episode, and so you're getting a lot of montage stuff. Like, there's not a lot of substance in the stories, and so you've got this whole thing with music. It's more music than actual story for the most part. Like, they are simple lessons. I can't really argue about that. I mean, it's stuff people deal with all the time. Friends moving, sleeping in a place that's strange to you. Yeah, that stuff makes sense. I'm going to assume this was for, like, really small children, because I've never heard of this. I don't even think this was put on television in any way, shape, or form. Oh. Okay, the names are on here. Maybe if I learned to read, Mr. PhD, you would know. So the characters' names are Cool Heart. Okay, that's the blue one, because he's cool.
I'm cool and blue.
Sweetheart, Baby Heart, Giggle Heart, Kooky Heart, Dreamy Heart, and Heartache. I'm going to assume the orange one with the mushroom clouds coming out of her head is Kooky Heart. I don't know why they call her that, other than she's high energy. But yeah, those aren't great names. But alright, fine, whatever. The saving grace for this entire thing is the music. That's about it. The stuff that goes on in the episodes aren't that difficult. A lot of the stuff is light. And the animation, before I totally forget, the animation in this has a lot of hiccups. And you can see it for whatever reason. And these are some of the things that sort of took me out of watching this, and they are as follows. In Home is Where the Heart Is, apparently the trio, as I'm going to call them, have this flying heart car. And in the musical montage, the second musical montage of the episode, they're flying and singing a song as Sweetheart is looking for a gift to give the Rainbow Ducks. That, when it's all said and done, Cool Heart because he's cool.
I'm cool and blue.
Jesus Christ. Again, if you have to say it, you ain't it. Just so you know. Is trying to figure out where she is. You were with her the entire time. You would know where she went after you got done with the car ride.
Hey, I wonder where Sweetheart is. She'd better hurry or she won't get to say goodbye.
But whatever. It makes about as much sense as at the very beginning of the same episode. Sweetheart is with the Rainbow Ducks and they're getting on a rope swing and flinging them out over the pond. And then the purple one says, I can't fly. And she's like, well, fuck it. Just fly. You'll be fine. And she flings the fucker out there. And lo and behold, purple one can fly. And
Give it a try.
Look at me!
right there's my one big snag with the plots is if the family's going to leave that night and the purple one can't fly, how are they getting south? Like, that's kind of weak sauce, bro. The other thing that really got me with the animation, that was all plot line, but like, this is so banal that it's man. When they're flying in the car, there's a sparkle trail that follows suit with the vehicle. And you can tell, like, it's not always in line with the vehicle. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But the worst offense is at the end of Sleep Little Angel, when they're in the live action scene, because this is something that they do. The trio in the flying car go out and, you know, they reassure the person who's having the problem that everything's going to be cool, and then they spread hearts. When they talk to that little girl, there is an editing hiccup. Just roll it.
We're all here with you, Maria. You're not alone.
So yeah, it's like, that's not subtle. Like, the first time I found it, I was like, no. And I actually replay it, which is something I rarely do. I just usually let the whole thing go. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding. That's not, like, even a child is going to notice that one. And so, I could see that there were corners cut throughout. Like, there's not a whole lot going on overall. And there's a lot of padding stuff happening throughout because, again, not a whole lot of plot. I think there might be 45 seconds worth of, you know, progressive dialogue. Everything else is incidental and padding before the two songs that happen each episode, and then resolution with the live action stuff. So, yeah, for 4-year-olds, this is great. For anybody with an IQ above 6, not so much. But it's finally out of the box. I think to my detriment, but there you go. Only worth one shot. Not because I don't want to take additional shots, because that animation is kind of weak, but really it's not bad. It's almost no shots, because there's nothing really terrible about it. It just exists. I'm not going to remember anything about this. Other than the fact that Shuki Levy made this. And, yeah, I kind of think he should have just stuck to the music. Which, his music in here is, like I've said it before, it's good. But, I don't care. Just like I don't really care for the hearts. Everything is a heart pun as well, but, it's not. This isn't worth anybody's time. I mean, this is a series that's over 20 years old and should be forgotten. I guess. It's not. It's. I don't even. Yeah. Nah. Maybe I'm just turning into old Fart Heart. I don't know. I don't even know that stupid Heart's name. He just shows up in the morning. He just shows up at the beginning and is like, "We have a problem. Let's see what's going on." And then we have the thing, and then it's resolved. Followed by bad green screen dancing. So, there you go. That's the itty bitty heartbeats. Whoop-dee. So until next time, party people, toodles!